For as clear as Drew made it that he was not happy to have me back, it was nothing in comparison to the noise generated about me by the constant thorn in my side, Seth.
Enjoy the show.
Much like Drew, Rollins had a bit of a tantrum when I walked through that curtain at Survivor Series after nearly 10 years away from WWE. I knew we were on a collision course. After Hell in a Cell, I took a little time to heal. Once I felt good, a special request from Paul Heyman led me to joining the OG Bloodline at Survivor Series to help Roman Reigns in his quest to dismantle the new Bloodline. Once that was settled, I focused solely on Seth. We were set to battle at the first Raw of 2025, and after waiting a decade for this opportunity, I certainly wasn't gonna let anything go wrong. So let's go back to January 2025, the start of a new era, and beat Seth Rollins in front of the entire world.
Seth freaking Rollins is motivated as we've ever seen him. This is personal. The people are singing Rollins' song. This is Rollins' battle cry as he heads to war with CM Punk.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking Rollins!
Ladies and gentlemen, over 20 years ago, Seth Rollins got in a car and drove from Iowa to the East Coast to try out for CM Punk's training school. He redefined himself in his craft. Rollins and Punk would reunite briefly in NXT, and then the Shield would become mercenaries for Punk. And Punk would leave WWE for personal and professional reasons. Talk negatively about WWE, while Rollins carried WWE on his back for a decade. CM Punk would return to WWE 14 months ago to huge fanfare, the support of the fans and many in the back, and that didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins was going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. Seth freaking Rollins versus a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk.
And this capacity crowd just exploded. They know exactly what time it is.
From Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk!
And this is CM Punk's first singles match since October, since that brutal Hell in a Cell match against Drew McIntyre. It's Punk's first match on Monday Night Raw, period, since 2014.
Seth Rollins prides himself on being the absolute workhorse of WWE. You have to imagine he sees that as a point in his favor here, a clear advantage he has over Punk.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins, two men who are completely beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent, their work ethic, and their passion and drive.
But as similar as they are in those respects, where they have diverged has become a point of contention between both of them, which has brought us to this point in the main event of a historic Monday Night Raw.
A magical feeling in the air as Seth freaking Rollins faces off against a man who has become his arch nemesis, CM Punk. Two men who are beloved by the WWE Universe for their incredible talent and work ethic.
However, there is absolutely no love lost between these two men. Two absolute legends in their own right, but where Rollins carried this company for the past 10 years, Punk went to MMA. He went to other companies and he talked harshly about WWE, all before being welcomed back with open arms.
Yeah, that really didn't sit well with Seth Rollins. There was no way that Rollins is going to welcome Punk back, and it's led to this tonight. Rollins in the line of fire. Driver spiked him. Amazing action so far in the main event of an historic episode of Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many unforgettable moments tonight as the show makes its debut on the biggest streaming service in the world.
And I can think of no matchup more worthy of this show's main event than two generational talents in the form of CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins.
Given the major stakes in this match and the high-profile nature of this event, I expect a lot of leeway from the official in this match. Nobody wants to see this one end in a count-out or disqualification.
CM Punk has been very public about the many injuries that Rollins has suffered over the years. He'll no doubt be looking to target those areas tonight.
Rollins' neck, his lower back, that surgically repaired knee. Look, you can even see the brace. There's no doubt that Rollins is something of a moving target tonight, at least in Punk's eyes. But Rollins can target Punk too. Don't forget about that triceps injury from last year, because Rollins definitely has it.
Look at this. This can't be good. Holy, that was an awful landing. This rivalry has been brewing for years and escalating for months. Rollins was seething upon Punk's return in Survivor Series 2023, remembering the years that Punk spent disparaging WWE.
And the tensions grew when Rollins was a special guest referee at SummerSlam last year, counting the pinfall victory for Drew McIntyre over Punk.
Both men with ample reason to despise the other. Now Punk and Rollins finally get to take out all their frustration tonight.
That's what I love about WWE. There's no telling where the matches will go.
He's heading to the outside. Better watch for the referee's count.
Nicely done, managing to save themselves there.
Gentlemen, here's an astonishing fact. This is CM Punk's first match on Raw in almost 11 years.
The last time Punk competed on WWE's flagship show, it was a week before the 2014 Royal Rumble. And in a little more than 4 weeks, both men will take part in the 2025 Royal Rumble with the aim to earn a main event spot at WrestleMania 41.
I'd say either of these men has a good chance at claiming a main event spot at WrestleMania if they don't destroy each other first.
Corey, I don't have my notes handy. Who did Punk last face on Raw?
It says here he now works with office supplies.
Breaks the officials' count by getting back into the ring.
CM Punk had suffered some injuries since his return. In fact, he tore his tricep at the Royal Rumble a year ago and was out of action for over 6 months. Launching. Went for it all, but gets nothing.
A masterful display of defense from both wrestlers.
Textbook snap suplex.
And now he's going to the top rope.
Stalking from above.
Up high. Crossbody from the top.
Oh, a declarative, decisive shot.
Punk scaling the turnbuckles.
From above.
And CM Punk to Rollins off the crossbody. Rollins, though, able to roll through.
Just amazing power and timing from Seth Rollins. We've seen it throughout his career. And now, catching CM Punk with a GTS. Punk rather fortuitously rolling all the way to the outside to safety. Although in hot pursuit now, Seth Rollins.
And Rollins limping around the ring, favoring his leg.
guys at your move, they sing my song. All of this.
And now just mocking and having his way with Punk. Rollins has waited for this moment for far, far too long. This victory is going to be one of the sweet... Wait a minute! Oh my goodness! Cover! Isn't it up and a kick out?
While catching Seth Rollins with his own stomp and coming within a millisecond of victory here.
And Punk not done yet. Pounding away on Rollins. Frustration setting in.
I mean, years of bad blood and verbal jousts between these two are about to come to a head.
Seth able to counter GTS, looking to deliver one of his own.
Oh, and he connected.
And Punk kicks out. I don't know if it's resiliency. I don't know if it's sheer.
Seth Rollins. Oh, Seth Rollins with a massive stomp.
Is it enough to overcome?
Into the cover. Oh, he gets the shoulder up before 3.
There is that legendary fighting spirit of Punk on full display.
How often do you see Seth Rollins come up that short, that close? He's got to be livid.
Opponent lifted up. Jaw. Meet knee.
The God of Sweet GTS for Punk.
Now CM Punk needs to end this.
2. Kicks out. Just kicked out.
Rollins staying in this thing. Some could even say he's far too stubborn to have things end like that.
Punk took his best shot, gave him everything he had, but just couldn't get the pin.
From the top rope.
Elbow drop from the top rope.
Punk in the driver's seat now. He's got Rollins right where he wants him after that.
Uh-oh, sweet dreams coming.
Go to sleep. That spells doom for Rollins.
2 count. Punk wins. Punk beats Rollins.
Here is your winner, CM Punk!
What a fight, what a night, and what a win. CM Punk once again showing why he is indeed the best in the world.
This truly was a battle between two men at the absolute top of the mountain when it comes to professional wrestling. This really could have gone either way a number of times, but in the end, Punk had Rollins' number.
Yeah, but don't think this is over for Rollins. If anything, this result is only going to enrage him even more, set him off even more on his self-imposed crusade against CM Punk.
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the 3 of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, insistent that Heyman had turned his back on his tribal chief. And in all the madness, Roman and I both lost sight. We never thought that night would end the way it did.
Oh, no!
Heyman betraying both of us.
Oh, my God! What the hell did we just witness?
I can't think of a better candidate for slingshot tech to address. It took my whole career to get to that main event. So let's go back to WrestleMania 41 and get me the win that I was well on my way to earning. Let's destroy the architect's plans. Let's show the Oracle that he doesn't see all. And let's force Roman Reigns to acknowledge us.
Here comes Seth freaking Rollins.
The visionary and the revolutionary of WWE.
From Davenport, Iowa, weighing in at 225 pounds, Seth freaking
Officially the coolest entrance living every man's dream, Seth freaking Rollins.
Las Vegas serenading Seth freaking Rollins.
You guys remember what happened 10 years ago up in California, the Bay Area? Seth Rollins cashing in Money in the Bank in the heist of the century at WrestleMania.
An iconic call for an iconic performance. Seth needs another one of those iconic moments this evening against two of the best this industry has ever seen.
A 14th appearance in WrestleMania, the third time he's been in the main event.
Come to WrestleMania for the wrestling, but stay for the karaoke. We've got a bit of everything tonight here in Vegas.
The OTC has arrived in Sin City.
from Pensacola, Florida, weighing in at 265 pounds, the OTC, Roman Reigns.
For a record 10th time, Roman Reigns will main event WrestleMania.
A titan of this industry marching to the ring with his signature celestial swagger, the epitome of ice-cold, effortless cool.
Roman Reigns with a record of 9-3 at WrestleMania. Guys, there are only a handful of men in history with more wins than Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. 3 of those men are The Undertaker, John Cena, and the Game Triple H.
Pressure? What pressure? It's only the main event of WrestleMania, but this is a road Roman Reigns has taken many times before.
This man has a locker at the main event of WrestleMania. This is where Roman Reigns lives.
A lot of questions this week about who would carry the Ulafala to the ring. Paul Heyman would normally do that. Tonight, Roman Reigns come to the ring with the Ulafala on his neck himself. And for the first time in many, many years, Roman Reigns heads into battle alone.
The Ulafala symbolizes the head of the family. And when you talk about Roman Reigns' family, you're talking about one of the most successful and powerful families in the history of wrestling. Tens of thousands of ones to the sky here in Las Vegas.
The Anoa'i family dominance continuing here at WrestleMania. Roman Reigns in a triple threat match for pride and glory. Ladies and gentlemen, CM Punk is in the main event of WrestleMania.
It has to be a surreal moment for CM Punk.
Accompanied to the ring by WWE Hall of Famer, the Wise Man, Paul Heyman, from Chicago, Illinois, weighing in at 218 pounds, CM Punk.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins look thoroughly disgusted over the fact that Paul Heyman walked down to the ring with a Second City Saint. It is CM Punk's first WrestleMania match in 12 years. Remember, he missed last year's WrestleMania with a torn triceps, and this year he goes into triple threat action with Reigns and Rollins, two men that he cannot stand. Triple threat rules. The first man to gain pinfall or submission will win this match. There are no countouts, no disqualifications. He's won championships, he's made friends, he's made enemies. Tonight is CM Punk's night. Tonight is CM Punk's main event.
The pressure has always been CM Punk's playground. The fire has always been burning, and his only addiction is wrestling.
It's a clash of the Titans here at WrestleMania. The original tribal chief, the visionary, the best in the world in a triple threat match.
Punk has waited a long time for this, to main event the show of shows. And to make things better, he gets a chance to take down the two men who have been standing in his way since his return.
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins think they run WWE, that this is their world that Punk has stepped into. But they've got plenty of history to work out between themselves too. This is going to be one for the end.
Can he put it away? Punk powers out, still going strong.
I didn't think this match was close to over.
Spin kick to the midsection. Does having Paul Heyman back in his corner even the scales here for CM Punk? Just having the wise man strategies and support give him an edge over Rollins and Reigns?
Sure, if you trust Paul Heyman to have your best interests in mind, then yes, he is a huge asset in this kind of match. But remember, Heyman is doing this as a favor for Punk. As far as we know, his allegiance still lies with Reigns.
Dropping the elbow.
Roman taking on the offense, but I assure you, the big stage of a WrestleMania main event is not phasing him one bit.
CM Punk will burst out of the scene. Makes the cover. He kicks out instantly. Not yet. Looks like he's coming back in. Up and connecting with the Falcon Arrow.
Just clubbing down.
Sent into the corner.
Taking heavy fire in the corner in the form of a series of clotheslines. And driven down in a belly-to-back suplex.
some serious words. Oh!
Repeated hits like that are going to add up very quick. Plenty of damage being dealt here. Holding nothing back, striking over and over again. There has to be permanent damage being done right now.
He is looking to do some serious harm. Bang!
Sheesh, that's going to leave a mark.
This is just turning into a savage display of violence. And for Punk to have such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared off for 10 years.
Cow kick on the money.
Reigns is getting dismantled here.
Punk is determined right now.
Whoa, what an axe handle. Saw it coming and counters it. Reigns just bludgeoning his opponent in the corner. Destroying his opponent.
Spear!
Reigns put his stamp on this one. Cover. 2. No, he beats the count.
Seth freaking Rollins with a close freaking call. I don't know how he survived that.
Reigns now realizing that he's facing an even tougher level of opponent than usual tonight. Watch out!
Looks like he's got something in mind for ringside here. The universal signal for extreme. The kendo stick has entered the fray.
Punk wasting no motion on the counter. Totally helpless at the moment.
In my book, that is some creep.
It looks like he could get it done here.
Oh, kick out! Kicked out, he kicked out!
Don't turn out the lights just yet.
Hooked up. Shin breaker. Looking to get airborne here. Looks like a play to go after the left.
From the sky!
Wow! Cross body!
DDT! That looked nasty. And oh yeah, he's definitely bleeding now. Reigns was waiting for that.
Boom! Face first! He's leaving the ring now. No countouts to worry about. Headbutt to the back of the neck. Roman Reigns so dominant. Oh, guillotine choke. Fighting the hold might only cost him more here.
Every second causing...
It's a very, very difficult submission to escape, but he did it.
Sliding back into the ring.
Big time height on that kick.
And now Reigns is starting to look like a man who realizes he is a tribal chief with no followers to come to his aid.
Roman just adding salt to the wound right now. Punk peppering his opponent with attacks. Uranagi into the Anaconda Vice.
A couple of knees there. That'll get him out of it.
This has been a hurricane of chaos. Rollins, Punk, Reigns, each struggling to prove their superiority.
A neck breaker.
Ooh, wallop, but Rollins with a head of steam. Big air. Stomp.
That could be Punk's demise.
And into the cover. Oh, not yet. They just got the shoulder up.
You cannot kill CM Punk. Somehow, some way, Punk will always find a way to survive and continue fighting.
Seth Rollins in deep thought, hoping to conjure one last move to win this. Knee strike connects. And he goes crashing to the outside. Again, Punk is...
And Punk now lifting his opponent up. A back go to sleep.
It's all Punk's for the taking.
And now thrown back into the ring. And now Punk. Kick to the midsection of Reigns. Rollins trying to crawl back into this as well.
Rollins trying to prevent that GTS on Reigns, but he's about to eat one himself.
Oh, bang. Spear. Stop. Everybody down.
Oh, what a moment of chaos in this match. If any man here can get a cover, it could be victory, but wait up. Lurking is Paul Heyman with a steel chair.
And no shocker here. Handing the chair to his friend, CM Punk. And this, guys, this could be the ultimate betrayal of Roman Reigns.
Oh, Heyman went for a low blow, but caught by CM Punk.
What the hell is Heyman thinking?
And now Punk with a roundhouse kick to Reigns.
Well, Heyman tried to stab his man, CM Punk, in the back, but was denied. But now Rollins with a low blow of his own on Punk. What the hell is going on?
And now Heyman handing the chair to Rollins. What the hell? Oh, no!
The devil's work is afoot tonight.
Plan B all over again.
That pathetic Paul Heyman. He's a damn Judas. How many people's he going to...
Opponent doubled over. This...
CM Punk looking to turn out the lights.
Nails the GTS. Roman in big-time jeopardy.
2. Punk has beaten the odds. Has defeated both Reigns and Rollins.
Here is your winner, CM Punk.
A moment of pure vindication here for CM Punk.
This was a lifetime in the making, and it couldn't have been any harder earned. Punk had to get through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to finally taste a main event victory here at WrestleMania.
But now he's done it. The Second City Saint is victorious at the Showcase of the Immortals.
Now that's more like it. Standing triumphant at WrestleMania 41 thanks to you. Something I really like about this slingshot technology is I'm not restricted to only my matches. I have the power to jump into the boots of other superstars and change the course of their career too. And I can think of no better choice than the main event of 1997 Survivor Series. That's right, the infamous night that saw Bret Hart defend his championship against Shawn Michaels. They had so many epic battles. But after a particularly painful loss to Michaels at WrestleMania 12, Bret would take a sabbatical from WWE, eventually returning late in 1996. By the spring of 1997, things were much different than WWE. Bret and his family had reformed a bigger and better Hart Foundation, while Shawn and his friends created DX.
Are you ready?
The two groups despised each other. And after months of chaos, it all led to Survivor Series. And it was on that night that Shawn would steal the championship and send Bret Hart packing to WCW in an event known as the Montreal Screwjob. It's no secret that I'm a Bret Hart fan, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time. So let's hop into Bret's boots and take on Shawn Michaels in his prime, something I never got to do. The plan is simple. Avoid the sharpshooter, and we'll be okay. But if Shawn can apply the hold, we know exactly what is going to happen. Slingshot Tech, take us to the 1997 Survivor Series in Montreal.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
Possibly the two biggest egos in all of wrestling history are about to collide here tonight.
From San Antonio, Texas, weighing in at 227 pounds, the WWE European Champion, the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
How many times have we heard Shawn Michaels say, "I won't lay down for anybody"? And how many times have we heard Bret say, he's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be? It is put up or shut up time for both men.
Well, Shawn Michaels certainly not endearing himself to the fans here in Canada.
Well, HBK is arrogant, but he is the greatest athlete in the history of World Wrestling Entertainment, bar none.
I'd like to see you tell Bret Hart that. You can feel the electricity.
His opponent from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, weighing in at 234 pounds, he is the WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
And what an ovation for the 21-year veteran who debuted at the age of 19 in 1976 in Calgary.
Shawn Michaels would not allow D-Generation X to accompany him to the ring tonight, and likewise, Bret Hart would not allow the Hart Foundation to accompany him either.
You know, this is not about the money. This might not even be about the title.
These two men truly believe in their hearts that they are the better man.
Ah, come on, guys. Let's not kid ourselves. This is all about power. You know it, and I know it.
The WWE Championship, one of the most highly contested titles in the world of professional wrestling. Will Bret Hart remain champion? Will Shawn Michaels carry the gold once again?
This has been one of the most heated rivalries we've ever seen. Bret and Shawn are just so diametrically opposite. I don't think there's any way they could ever coexist peacefully.
It's really a matter of pride versus arrogance, and each of them are guilty of both. You can literally feel how much tension there is in the air here in Montreal.
It's been rumored that if he loses here tonight, this might be Bret's last match in the WWE. That just adds to how much is on the line here.
He gets sent straight down to the... Uh-oh! A slingshot cross body!
Showing reckless abandon. There was every chance that could have gone wrong, but instead, it was right on the money. He's setting something up.
DDT!
And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. You can argue two of the best to ever do it. But tonight, I don't think either man cares about showing off technical skill. These two just want to fight.
When it's gotten to this level, when it has become so personal, there is nothing else to expect. All that is left is a down and dirty fight between two guys that hate each other's guts.
Measured elbow drop driven down.
This has got to be demoralizing for Michaels.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution.
Just from a style standpoint, Bret and Shawn are totally opposite. Bret's slow, methodical, with a technical approach, versus Shawn's fast, explosive offense.
We also know that neither of them is above doing whatever it takes to get the advantage. We could go back and forth about which style is better, but it all boils down to simply who wants it more.
Side Russian leg sweep. And if Bret Hart isolates the leg and feels the advantage in the legs, Wade, he won't go anywhere else.
You're right, because all that's in the back of his mind is the sharpshooter. It's that precise breakdown of his target that has made the Hitman who he is.
Whipped over in a snap suplex.
The Hitman staying on the attack.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here. Gets driven into the corner.
Kicks right to the midsection. Opponent dropped in the corner.
Mud hole stomping. I love the champion's mindset here. Nothing.
Figure 4. Leg lock. He's in a bad position.
He's to find a way out, reversing the pressure. That'll break the hold.
Denying the attack from Michaels. And something Bret has to know is all the attributes Shawn possesses, Michaels might have cardiovascular conditioning here. Michaels is insanely resilient. Remember what Michaels did, Corey, in St. Louis just a month ago against The Undertaker in Hell in a Cell. He used every attribute to survive that encounter.
I've never seen a match more unholy than that Hell in a Cell match. HBK might not be surrounded by steel tonight, but I think the test in front of him is even greater. Michaels is going to need everything in him to survive at the Survivor Series.
In the corner. Dragon screw. Right into a leg lock.
Bret's bent on destroying HBK with moves like that.
Getting sent to the turnbuckles.
Unloading. This personal rivalry goes so far back. You can see the seeds of it when they were both tag team competitors, part of the Hart Foundation and the Rockers. Each man becoming breakout stars and leaders of a new generation in WWE. Up until that point, it was professional. But recent years and the weight of carrying the industry have changed these men.
The turning point was WrestleMania, Cole, when Bret was screwed out of the title in that Iron Man match. If the score is tied at the buzzer, it is a draw, and the title should have remained with Bret.
Well, it certainly felt like we were all learning the rules as it happened that night, but tonight the rules are very clear in this match, so I highly doubt we'll see any kind of screwy finish tonight.
Disheartening position for HBK.
Michaels looking racked with pain, the Hitman remaining a step ahead.
Oh, punch directly to the gut.
And an inverted atomic drop.
The Hitman with a vicious kick to the body. And now Hart looking to ratchet up the intensity even higher. Has both legs trapped, wrapped around the ring post. Figure 4 is cinched in.
Absolute torture.
Call it academic. That's just the way it goes with the excellence of execution. Beautiful side Russian leg sweep.
And to speak on the elephant in the room, yes, there's been a lot of speculation that if Bret Hart loses this match, this will be his last match in WWE.
Yeah, I tried to get a word from the Hitman earlier today about the rumors, but I was quickly escorted away by his Hart Foundation brethren.
It's a rumor cloud that hangs above the collective minds of this capacity crowd. Such an anxious feeling inside this arena. Crushing impact from that knee.
The momentum is squarely on Hitman's side now.
Bad situation for HBK.
So much damage has been done to the body. I don't think this can carry on.
Yeah, I know this is about honor, but you have to think about your health, too.
Stalking from above.
Here we go. Crossbody from the top.
Boom.
He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top. Looking for something big here.
From above.
And Bret off the top rope and the referee knocked down, guys.
Well, took down Shawn Michaels, but accidentally took down the ref in the process. And at this point, all bets are off.
Michaels to the eyes of the Hitman. Shawn taking advantage of the referee's state at the moment. But what is HBK thinking now? Oh, and now looking for a sharpshooter. Bret Hart's own move. Shawn Michaels trying to turn him on his belly.
And the referee dropped once again as Bret kicked Michaels away.
And another ref's in.
What is going on here?
I guess we're not going to get a screw job tonight, Wade.
Turning the tables. And he found an opening to fire back.
If Hart was looking for an opportunity to pull a 180, that could be it. The Hitman now taking his opponent down. Grapevine locked in. Sharpshooter applied.
Sharpshooter's locked in. Hart is cranking it with everything he's got. Is his opponent going to tap out? Bret retains the title.
Here is your winner and still WWE Champion, Bret Hitman Hart!
You can feel the uncertainty in the air already. Yeah, who knows what Bret is going to do now?
A lot of questions still unanswered here.